name is Michael Buckfield and I'm Assistant Technology Consultant.
So JB Simpson, and I am a case advisor.
Hi, I'm Vicky and I am an operational lead.
So I am Bobby Andrews. I am a case coordinator for DSA.
My name's Lawson and I'm a digital accessibility assistant.
So since being diagnosed, have you faced any barriers in everyday life?
Yes, all the time. Lots of communication barriers because of my hearing difficulties, and I was born deaf, so it's been a challenge all my life. The biggest barriers I have today at the moment is mostly video conference calls where there's lots of people talking, and the subtitling for, say, Microsoft Teams is not as good as I'd like it to be.
Yes, so for me personally, I get affected in multiple different areas, both speech, reading, writing, things like that. I had a dyslexic tutor for a time, which really helped. But generally it tends to be a lot in that sort of processing of information sort of area of things.
In everyday life, it depends on day to day. Barriers can depend on how I wake up that day. Sometimes it's a good day and I face no barriers whatsoever. Sometimes it's a bad day and I need to navigate those situations.
Yes, absolutely. Having a physical disability can affect you every single day. You have good days and bad days. For me, it's because it's my leg. Walking is a problem. Stairs can be a problem. So if a building is not equipped with a lift, I have to have accommodations made to be on the ground floor. Things like shopping are difficult. Not being able to just mooch around the shop is hard in an everyday life.
Yeah, I have autism. It was something I didn't get diagnosed with until only a couple of years ago. So I went throughout school and looking for work for many years with no diagnosis, which was quite difficult. Since diagnosis, things have become a lot better though, since I know how to deal with things better and there's more help out there for me.
And what barriers have you faced within employment, if any?
Well, I've been working for Michelin for almost 25 years, so they understand my barriers and I don't really have a lot of barriers because they're very supportive.
Within employment, it can be quite difficult because I have anxiety and sometimes stressful days can affect me a bit more than some other people. I can be quite prone to what some might call overreacting. To me, it's not overreacting. And some people don't understand that. So it makes it quite difficult to communicate when you're having a bad day.
So with my previous employer, when this first happened, I was hospitalised for a long period of time. Coming back to work, they made it very difficult. They didn't understand that I'd relearned how to walk, and I now had pain management and exhaustion to take into consideration as well. So they made it very difficult just by not understanding, but with education, things improved.
It's very difficult to create a good CV, to really sell myself, just because it's not something I can really relate to. I can't relate to the idea of selling myself, so employers don't really know what they're getting from me.
So especially when it comes to obviously any written based tasks, so for example if I'm having to write a report, things like that, it takes me a lot longer. Reading long paragraphs, or if I'm talking to someone who has the same condition as I do, sometimes my coping strategies go out the window and I will stutter and I will not know how to phrase things, and it can be quite difficult at times as well. But generally it tends to be just it takes me a bit more time to get things done.
Have you received support from your current employer? Yes, absolutely. Microlink have been wonderful. When I joined, we did an assessment, and I advised that I needed at least a leg support, so we did an access to work application. I now have a leg rest so that I can keep my leg elevated so that I'm more comfortable. I also have a custom made chair which helps me keep comfortable as my body position is now in a different to normal position. I also have breaks set in, so if I'm feeling particularly uncomfortable that day, I can take more breaks. If I'm having a good day, then I have more breaks.
Most of my support has been indirect, simply because I've coped quite well, though there is the opportunity for direct support if needed. It's a very laid-back job. There is loads of flexibility in my work and it's mostly remote, so a lot of my issues to do with anxiety are very well diminished just by the fundamentals of how the job works.
Oh yes, we definitely practice what we preach. I have got regular catch-ups with my line manager to go through anything that is bothering me. I have access to a quiet desk if I need it, and I've got a noise cancelling headset which helps me tune out any kind of annoyances.
Yes. Of course, it's very much a case of reminding me to work slowly. I'm someone who I don't like the fact I work slowly, so it's just reminding me that I can do that. And it's quality of quantity. I've been offered support through things like Dragon, things like that, which I don't currently use because I've kind of slowly put strategies of my own in place, like doing lots of call and things like that.
How has the support helped you within your role?
It's helped massively. Even just having my line manager understand that I'm not going to talk today, I need my little bubble, I'm still going to get all my work done, if not more. And just knowing that someone understands and knowing that there's support out there can make all the difference, even if I don't use it.
So with the support that's been put in place, I can definitely concentrate better than if I didn't have it. Because with pain you lose concentration, but being comfortable you can definitely get a lot more work done.
They provide assistive listening devices to allow me to communicate on video conference calls.
Sometimes I get a word that I just can't process the spelling of and things like that, so everyone's just really good at just helping out. Like it's all the small things, I guess, largely for me, but it's really helpful in the bigger picture of things.
The support has helped with my ability to help to maintain my mental health and my mental stability, because it can be quite difficult for people with autism. They can do a couple of weeks of really pushing themselves and then you kind of just crash. And I've put a lot of effort into making sure that I don't crash, because I need to stay focused, I need to stay productive.
What advice can you give to anyone facing a barrier due to a disability?
I'd say always ask for help, because there's no point struggling on your own. And there's always ways about things, so sometimes it can come from like TV shows, like a lot of my coping strategies come from there. There can be tutors, things like that available, but again, like it's really important to tell your workplace because they can actually offer support most of the time.
Communicate. People don't always know that there's a barrier unless you point it out there. As a manager myself, if someone on my team's facing a barrier and I don't know about it, I can't help.
Don't be embarrassed, ask for help.
There's a lot of help out there. Unfortunately, it requires asking a lot of the time, which can suck, but that first step is always going to be the most difficult, but every step after that is really easy.